Here we are, this love, all together lovely, all together lovely now. Here we are, this love. Here we are, this love. We're all together lovely. Yes. Here we are, this love. It's so easy to lose touch with that inherent essence within us. Here we are, this love. We're all together lovely. As we journey in these lives, we experience certain events that hurt our feelings. There may be a moment where we find out we weren't invited to the party that everyone else was invited to. There may be a moment where we're not included on the playground when we're little. There may be a moment where we're the new kid at school in the cafeteria that first day holding our tray, and there just isn't anyone who's welcoming us or inviting us to come sit at their table. There may be moments where we're in a group gathering and we seem to be the only one that other people are not paying attention to, or there can be moments where we're not invited to go on the trip that all the other friends we know were invited to go on. All kinds of life events where we get left out, where we don't matter, where we're not cared for, where we're cast aside. And in those moments, there's a possibility to face that disturbance, what it triggers within us, that core belief that we're not wanted, that we don't matter, that we're unworthy, unwantable. It can spiral all the way into that place where we believe we're just unwantable, unlovable. And when that happens, there's a way that I've explored over the years in my own unique journey, and with all the people that I've had the great honor of exploring the nature of reality with. There's a way where when that happens, we can, if we're willing, just turn within, and rather than taking an action to try to compensate for that or distract from it or move away from it, because it's very uncomfortable. The tendency is to move away from that discomfort. But there's a possibility that we let go of all those strategies we've picked up along the way to compensate for that feeling or distract from it or move away from it or stuff it down or get so captured in it that we completely believe it and we don't even want to get out of bed, just get pulled into a deep depression. Instead of all that, another lovely possibility is to just simply stop, turn our attention within, and become aware of this little one in us, that little one that feels alone. In those moments, if we turn within, sometimes we'll get aware of a little younger, earlier version of us And sometimes you'll even get a little imagery of that one, a certain moment in time where we remember being left out. I often invite people to go back to the earliest moments that they remember ever feeling cast aside or left out or unwanted, and remember, what age they were. I'll often invite people to let an image come. I'll say to them, I invite you to close your eyes and just turn within. And when was the earliest experience that you remember of being left out, feeling alone, unwanted, undesirable, that we didn't matter? And we can then just in this moment, as you're listening to this, you can just, if you like, you can recall your earliest memories of your journey with your eyes closed, just turning within, letting your breath be a little bit longer and slower, and just in a very courageous, willing way, just let yourself recall those early experiences and see if an image comes of yourself, the earliest moment. I invite you to notice, what were you wearing? What was your hairdo, your outfit, your environment? Letting that image come to you, whatever that is, and letting yourself become aware of that little version of you, all the details, the clothing you were wearing, what your hair was like, or if you had glasses or not glasses, just whatever it was like for you in that moment. Let that little one be in your awareness. Just let yourself see that little one. And now notice how there's this awareness that you are in this moment that's very much aware of that little version of you and understands that little version of you completely, has absolute understanding and compassion. And let's let that absolute compassion, that loving awareness, just very naturally be brought to this little version of you. Just a pure, loving embrace with complete understanding, complete acceptance, letting this little version of you know that they get to be just how they are. They don't have to change. They don't need to be different than they are. They get to be just how they are. Letting the breath be nice and long and slow. We're just bringing unconditional, loving acceptance to this little one in us, allowing our little one to be completely and unconditionally loved and honored and accepted. This you that's aware of that little version of you completely understands and brings absolute love. Just bring that loving embrace. Letting this little one know that they can be exactly how they are. They don't have to be different than they are. That little version of you gets to be just how it is. Doesn't have to change, doesn't have to be worthy of this love, doesn't have to earn the love, doesn't have to be better, doesn't have to in any way feel different than that little one feels. And we're just letting that little one be honored and embraced, completely accepted. As we just rest and let this little one be completely and naturally at rest in this love. This little one can receive this love, and we can let it be known that this love is reliable, dependable, will never betray or abandon. This is a love that the little one can always rely on, will always be dependable. There isn't anything that has to be done by the little one to earn this love. Completely and naturally. This is a love that will always be there for the little one. Resting in that. Fully embracing this little one with this absolute, unconditional, loving acceptance, pure compassion, pure kindness, a loving embrace. And our little one can rest now in that love. So we just allow this direct experience of this pure love being brought to our little one. And then what we will begin to notice is the love that we're bringing to our little one is what we always will be. This little one that we're honoring is a memory from previous experiences. What we really are, we start to realize in this practice, what we really are is the love that we bring to our little one. We are this love that is forever. You will always be this love. And notice how this love that you are, that you bring, doesn't need to be loved back, doesn't need to be validated or confirmed or honored or thanked or any of that. This love is without conditions, and you are this love that has no conditions, no constraints, no limits. Letting yourself feel this love that you bring to your little one. In these moments when anything happens in life for our little one gets activated and is feeling sad and lonely and unwanted, we just bring the love to our little one, honor in this loving embrace. And little by little, what happens is this little one in us starts to rest into that love, starts to, in some ways, sort of almost dissolve or melt into the love. And the little one just sort of rests out into the love. And we start to realize, oh, we are this love. Here we are, this love. We've always been this love, and we will always be this love. Notice the simple, elegant wholeness of this love that you are, that you've always been, that so naturally and so compassionately and with such patience and understanding loves our little one, no matter what it is that triggered it, whatever life situations triggers this, where we feel sad or alone or unwanted, we can turn within and bring love to our little one. And what we start to realize is we are the love that we bring to the little one. And no matter how many times that little one got loved by someone else, it was never enough for our little one. Our little one will always need more external love. So the external love from someone else won't ever bring this little one in us to rest. The only way that this little one rests is when we bring this inner love to our little one. And then we start to realize that we are this inner love. We've always been this love. And this love is without conditions, without constraints, without limit. We can rest in that love that we are, that loving acceptance, that wisdom, that clarity, that naturalness that we are. And just notice, expand out into that love. Notice that love that you are, that acceptance, that naturalness, that beingness that you are. Notice it doesn't end at the edge of your body. Roam out, out, out beyond your body. Notice. Without edges, without boundaries, this love that you are is absolute. And you've always been this, and you will always be this. You rest out now into the stillness of this love, the absoluteness of this love that you are, that you've always been, and that you will always be. Breath can be longer and slower. Here we are, this love. All together lovely. All together lovely now. Here we are, this love. Here we are, this love. All together lovely.